So who do we have here today? Well, I'm going to announce the team, and also I'm going to ask their professor or their coach to stand because I think it's so important. So we have the University of the Bahamas, and they have been coached by Dr. Ruth Gardner. Will you please stand? And Caicos Island Community College, and they have been coached by Michelle Hoston. Please stand. We have Monroe College, coached by Sinclair Thompson. Yeah. And the University of the Cayman Islands School of Hospitality, coached by Tanique Dunbar. Now, as mentioned, we have our esteemed judges in front, and they are ready and raring to go, professionals in their own field with a lot of knowledge. And it's important that we work with professional judges because they can assess both the practical and the theoretical ideas. Now, what are we talking about? Well, the teams had 3 topics to choose from. And just to put everything in context, I'm going to quickly read each of the topics to you. We'll tell you which team has selected which topic, and then we're going to get started. So for those who are going to be presenting, drink some water, take a deep breath, because we're going to be rolling in a few minutes. Right, so the 3 topics from which the teams chose are, number 1, climate is a vital resource for tourism. Changing climate and weather patterns at many Caribbean destinations can significantly affect the tourists' comfort and their travel decisions. Propose a risk management approach aimed at reducing the negative impacts of climate change and simultaneously increasing the tourist propensity to travel. Number 2. Despite positive tourist attitudes towards sustainable tourism, only a few tourists act accordingly by choosing responsible travel and vacation options. Engaging in environmentally friendly practices or behaving responsibly towards destination communities by respecting the local environment and culture. Develop an initiative to encourage sustainable tourist behavior. And the 3rd one, a new world is emerging. Destinations worldwide are becoming smart. In this new smart world, everything is connected, enabling the physical, digital, and social domains to unite, creating a new hybrid ecosystem. Develop an innovative, smart tourism initiative for the Caribbean destination of your choice. Make a case for how your initiative will positively benefit the destination's residents, local economies, and environments. So, who chose what? Well, Monroe College, they're going to be looking at topic smart tourism. The Turks and Caicos Islands Community College, they're going to be looking at climate change. The University of the Bahamas, they'll be looking at smart tourism. And the University of the Cayman Islands School of Hospitality, they'll be looking at sustainable tourist behavior. Now, we've got a few ground rules just before we get started. And basically, presentations will be made one after the other. There'll be no break during the presentations. So once a group comes down, the other group will follow. So we're going to get started. Now, according to presentations on this list, because it's slightly a different running order from my one, it says that the first presentation is the University of the Bahamas. University of the Bahamas, do you agree? Are you first? Excellent. So you'll settle yourself, and once you're in position, that's when Linda is going to start the time. So to all the teams, good luck and put your best foot forward. Let's get started.
We are here for you. Your vacation won't be the same unless you hear our name, Caribview.
Are you tired of the cookie-cutter-acted Wikipedia information? So tell me, are you tired of having to go from site to site for booking and information? So are you tired? Because we are tired too.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for attending the official launch party of our new online application, Caribview.
The purpose of this app is to provide a complete visitor experience connecting the economic, social, and environmental domains. As we tap into these, I find it safe to say that this is
Caribbean. You may be wondering why this app is important. Well, here's why. According to the World Tourism Organization, sustainable tourism is tourism that takes complete and current and full access of its current, future, and economic possibilities.
And we at Caribbean endorse this completely. When speaking of the economic domains, Caribbean benefits the economy of the Bahamas by providing links for direct purchase from vendors and tour guides. Also, in an effort to entice our spending, we aim to have persons travel to our out islands, increasing tourist spending around the archipelago.
Caribbean addresses the social domain by highlighting aspects of Bahamian culture, such as Junkanoo, Bahamian music, and Bahamian cuisine. And we also ensure authenticity among our vendors, ranging from Bahamian-made straw works, wood carvings, and Bahamian fabrics, such as androsia.
When making distinctions between Caribbean and all those other apps, we provide daily pop-ups that enrich the user's experience while they're in the Bahamas. So just imagine seeing a pop-up of the Bahamian word, mother sick.
Mother sick? Use it in a sentence.
Kendall, when mother sick, this is a nice app, eh?
Which implies that this app is incredibly amazing.
Which is true. We here at Caribbean seek to prevent environmental degradation by reducing the prevalence of printed tour materials and by decreasing the deterioration of our natural and historical sites by touch. As we tap into these economic, these social, and these environmental domains, once again, I don't know about you all, but I find it safe to say that this is
Caribbean. Caribbean is easily accessible with an archipelagic nation at your fingertips.
There is no app that can truly explore the depth of the Bahamas, ranging from our direct booking process, our Caribbean work ethic standards, the introduction of Bahamian dialect, a list of Bahamian cuisines with recipes, our tourism scanner, and the opportunity to play along with other guests while you're here, using our geocaching features. Our app is like none other. It truly is. Say it with us now.
Caribbean. And Caribbean caters to persons with all needs. We have color settings that are suitable to those that are visually impaired. Our app gives a listing of all wheelchair-friendly activities and locations. And get this, our app is available in an array of languages based on visitor numbers.
So if you speak English, welcome.
For you Spanish speakers, bienvenido.
In the event that you speak French, bienvenue.
And if you speak German, welcome in.
We here at Caribbean seek to create strong, and I mean strong ties with the community. And this is why we link our users to local vendors and tour guides, ensuring that there is little to no economic leakage. And that in itself is
Caribbean.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, since you're at the official launch party of our app, we're going to give you a sneak preview into what our app has to offer. At Caribbean, we are making tourism smart by introducing our tourism scanner and reinventing virtual reality. With our tourism scanner, a QR code will be posted on all monuments and sites, as well as the start points for guided tours. The QR code will be scanned, and you will unlock the history of the Bahamas. Virtual reality goggles will also be placed on main points of the island to let you see the world beneath us, unlocking an underwater dream.
Imagine walking up to Fort Charlotte in New Providence, Bahamas, taking out your mobile device, getting close to the QR code, and voila, you scan, unlocking the history of Fort Charlotte as if you were Queen Sahara Charlotte, who the fort is named after. Watching a video of the cannons being fired as a sign of warning, being there as if you were alive in 1788 when the fort was built. Is this not an experience worth having?
It is, Khadija.
This is what Caribbean seeks to do, allow our visitors to relive our history, get connected with our culture, and come alive like our underwater life, taking tourism into our digital world. And man, you just can't tell me that isn't.
Caribbean. Close your eyes. Open your imagination. Look up, down, and around as you, Mr. Hopper, standing on one of the many underwater caves in the Bahamas. With its fragile beauty and breathtaking scenery, you have deep dived into an area that only a pro can reach without ever even getting wet. And you can't tell me that isn't
Caribbean.
Now let's talk about marketing.
Okay.
The advertisement efforts of Caribou will range from electronic billboards to social media ads, and eventually to internet service providers and television ads. Caribou will take full advantage of social media marketing, as a report published by Texas Tech University states that brands who engage in social media marketing enjoy higher levels of loyalty from their customers.
Now, based on this diverse grouping of invited guests here at this app launch party, we have had persons fly in from Turks and Caicos, flying from the Cayman Islands, even travel right here in New York. It is clear to see that we here at Caribou seek to target all markets, regardless of income level, experience level, demographics, special interest, or geographical location.
Also, in an effort to boost app awareness, Caribou will enter the market with a short free trial, allowing persons to access both pro and free features. And at this time, the Caribou team will go into the capital, New Providence, and urge persons to download the app, quickly boosting app awareness.
Now, most people enter the country through the capital city of New Providence. So you, Dr. Blair, when you're coming to our country on your way to one of our family of islands, you will step foot in the Sir Lyndon Pindling International Airport and see our advertisement efforts. Do you see it? Caribou.
Statistics show that 2.3 million of 4.5 million stopover visitors to the Bahamas come to New Providence, our capital, as a first point of entry. This shows the potential of having the app heavily marketed in New Providence. By doing so, we are able to capture those stopover visitors, get them to download the app, get acquainted with its features, and return to explore those features of the app that they were unable to due to just being a stopover visitor. And that is simply ooh ah Caribou.
Now, team, we know, but I'm sure Ms. Hay is wondering just how we intend on making money from this app.
And you too.
So she.
Every year, 5 to 6 million visitors cross the shores of the Bahamas. So if we're able to get at least 2% of these persons to download the app, accessing our virtual reality component for a low price of $2.99, we look at $304,000 in download revenues alone.
You heard that? That's $304,000 for just 2%.
We have partnered with a number of providers and suppliers throughout the community, and have come to common terms to collect 10% commission on every annual sale above $40,000. So take, for instance, one of our suppliers generates $43,000 in income. We will collect $4,730 in commissions, totaling our revenues to $309,000. One of the major expenses we will incur, of course, will be the creation of the app, which will run us into roughly $150,000, and a mere 20% every year for app maintenance. Once you subtract these expenses and others, of course, and our taxes from our total revenues, we look at $16,000 at the end of the year, just simply profit.
We are tapping into both the attraction and entertainment, as well as the mobile app industry. And that in and of itself, I need to hear you. It is ooh ah Caribou. Now, the attraction and entertainment industry are of substantial importance because it serves as a platform for economic gain, socio-cultural appreciation, and ecological exploration.
And in case you didn't know, mobile application usage has increased by 35%, as opposed to alternate activities like television viewing and web browsing. The average time spent on apps between a one-year span of December 2011 to December 2012 increased from 94 to 127 minutes daily.
Imagine in 2017.
That's what I said.
Adorning the screens, you will find the prototype of the Caribou app. So take a look. Miss Felton, come a little closer. And you will see that it is simply ooh ah Caribou.
Now, our visionary Caribou has become the preferred application throughout the entire Caribbean, offering unique and authentic experiences.
By diving deeper into history, enhanced by technology, while simultaneously providing culture with a new meaning and sustainability with a technological twist.
Our mission at Caribou is to unite the physical, digital, and social domains, creating a hybrid ecosystem that documents the past,
Explores the present, and preserves the future of the Caribbean with a sustainable and eco-friendly tourism product.
Our values at Caribou are safer connectivity as we seek to collaborate with residents in an effort to boost the economy and sustain the environment of our intertwined islands.
A for accountability, because we act as a catalyst for environmental and historical awareness by promoting and safeguarding the beauty, the history, and the ecology of all our destinations for future generations.
R, revitalizing recreation, as we revamp the mundane process of accessing leisure activities by introducing a collection of tailor-made experiences, which includes social interaction and sustainable practices.
I for innovation, as we seek to enable the physical, digital, and social domains, creating a hybrid ecosystem for all to enjoy.
B,
Breaking barriers.
as we seek to unite each of our unique islands around the archipelago.
To create a sustainable tourism product that encompasses the physical,
Digital.
And social domains present in our destinations.
And let me hear you say it, that is Ooh, I Caribbean.
Now, upon the start of our app launch party, you were all given one raffle ticket, and we hope you have not lost them.
One lucky person in this room will win a trip to the Bahamas to try out our CareView app. Redeemable once it's launched.
count down with us to the official launch of our app.
In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, Caribbean.
Lucky number 75. Come up and claim your prize because
Oh, Caribbean, we are here for you. Your vacation won't be the same unless you hear our name, Caribbean. Ooh.
So let's hear it for the University of the Bahamas. We had Kadia Young, Kerry Cartwright, Ayanta Stubbs, and Kendrell Sands. Well done. We're now going to move straight on to Monroe College, and they will be looking at smart tourism. And Monroe College is represented by Shantoy Demetrius, Charlene John, Joey Python, and Latoya Wallace. So we'll wait for them to get prepared, and then the clock will start.
Imagine using an app that will emit the real Antiguan experience upon your command. From historical information to virtual reality, feast your eyes on the latest technological application.
Capstan.
Good night. From Antigua and Barbuda, I am Latoya Wallace.
from Jamaica, I am Shantoy Demetrius. From St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I am Charlene John.
And hailing from the Bahamas, I am Joey Python.
One of the major tourist attractions in the Caribbean is Nelson's Dockyard. Fully restored to its original glory and declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2016, Nelson's Dockyard is a sight to behold. Standing since the 18th century and embedded in the rich history of Antigua and Barbuda, there is a need to preserve this site for future generations. This can be achieved through our smart tourism application by joining Nelson's Dockyard with the surrounding 5 parks of Shirley's Height, the Lookout Bar, Pillars of Hercules, Dowsell Interpretation Center, and the Fort Berkeley's by transforming them into a high-tech destination.
With the increased use of mobile devices to book vacations and any other services, our project intends to join the amenities of Nelson's Dockyard with its surrounding attractions. Our innovation will create an economic link for the entrepreneurs in the vicinity to provide an unforgettable guest experience. The goods, services, and equipment needed will be provided by the local entrepreneurs. Joey will now provide us with an overview of the project.
Through Capstan, customers will be able to make reservations with our hotel, restaurant, and taxi partners located in Nelson's Dockyard. The app also allows you to purchase local merchandise, order takeout, and purchase our high-tech vacation package. Capstan removes the frustration of searching multiple distribution channels by having everything conveniently available in the palm of your your hands. But what makes Capstan truly innovative is its compatibility with virtual and augmented reality. It is this unique feature that sets Capstan above the rest. Shantoy, tell us who our app will target.
Thank you, Joey. Since Antigua and Barbuda is a family-oriented paradise, our venture will undoubtedly target families. We'll focus on the cruise market, as in 2016, cruise ship passengers accounted for 74% and stopover visitors accounted for 19% of visits to Nelson's Dockyard. We will use social media, print, and electronic media, as well as working with our corporate partners to promote our services. My colleagues and I will further describe our Capstan app.
Capstan will feature the abilities to book services. Our customers will purchase a package for only $150 with access to all 6 parks. At a Capstan store, guests can easily pick up their equipment, make reservations, get help to download the app, and acquire any general information. Joey, what are some of the technological features of this app regarding the sites of interest?
With its added virtual reality compatibility, Capstan transforms the natural environment of Nelson's Dockyard into an extraordinary experience. For instance, one of the popular snorkeling and diving sites is at Pillars of Hercules. However, accessibility may be difficult for some of our guests. Using the virtual reality compatibility, guests will be able to see the large, beautiful limestone boulders covered in coral reefs, see the beautiful marine life, and get the ultimate snorkeling experience without ever getting wet. The park at Nelson's Dockyard features a kids zone. Using augmented reality, kids will be immersed into the history of Antigua in an incredible way. By entering our animated world, kids become characters who must complete tasks as they learn about the story of Antigua. Surely, high-tech, high-impact, great sensation.
Shirley's Heights will feature stationary bicycles, which when used along with the virtual reality goggles, will have the history of this park unfold as they pedal. Imagine viewing the builders constructing what we see as relics today, or hearing the boom of the cannon as they are being shot, or feeling the life leaving your body. Adjacent to Shirley's Heights is the Lookout Bar, which transforms into a party-type atmosphere on Sundays. As we prepare for Antigua's Carnival, the Caribbean's greatest summer festival, customers will see themselves virtually decked in carnival costume as they dance to the music, as some of Antigua's top soca artists perform virtually on stage. Definitely
high-tech, high-impact, great sensation. To enjoy the beauty of Fort Berkeley, virtual parasailing will be offered to our guests. This innovation will be primarily enjoyed by persons with young children, persons with disabilities, and the elderly, who may find it difficult to access Fort Berkeley as it travels a 3-mile hike along rugged, hilly terrain. Imagine being able to fly over the famous Fort Berkeley and taking that beautiful view and landscape. Indeed, high-tech, high-impact, great sensation.
Dow's Hill Interpretation Center is child-oriented, and through Capstan, a 3D component will be added. With the use of our specially formulated goggles, customers will be able to see the characters and the scenes pop out in front of them as the story is being told.
Barbuda, Antigua's sister island, has not been excluded from this experience. Through our Barbuda lift-off feature, customers will fly to Barbuda to visit the Frigate Bird Sanctuary and the 2-foot bay with the legendary pink sand by standing on stationary hoverboards outfitted with virtual reality goggles. Definitely
high-tech, high-impact, great sensation.
Through our partnership with the local businesses, Capstan will feature promotions such as
Nyamum, Grabum, and Doom.
Through Grabum, customers will be able to view the restaurant's layout, see the menu, and make purchases. Imagine smelling fungi and pepper pots by simply pressing a smell icon. Come, smell
Joey, tell us about our sustainable practices.
The virtual reality experiences offered through Capstan reduces the foot traffic to Pillars of Hercules and Fort Berkeley, aiding the Antigua National Park Authority in their preservation efforts. This will encourage our guests to experience these sites through all of their senses, except touch. And though some persons may argue like, there's nothing like the real thing, we at CariTech believe that we come very close. Don't believe us? Come try it out for yourself.
CariTech realizes that collecting data is critical to the success of a business. We intend to use the data collected from our customers during their registration process just to anticipate their needs. Additionally, by doing so, stakeholders can use this big data collected to address the needs of all our future guests.
But wait, there's more.
Every time our customers interact with our app, points will be awarded. These points can later on be redeemed for future services that is featured on the Capstan app through Capstan Reward. Latoya will now enlighten us on our future plans.
Definitely. Being that we are a socially responsible company, we will establish a fund that will purchase school supplies for the students of the Cobbs Cross Primary School, which is located in English Harbour, and within a 5-year span, we will construct a tech company which will integrate information technology into the curriculum. Joey, please tell us about our financial projections.
Surely. We have projected to make modest profits over our first 3 years of business. We anticipate capturing 35% of visitors using the Capstan app. Our revenue streams are primarily from the sales of packages, commission from the sales made through the app, and from the membership fees paid by entrepreneurs in joining the Capstan community. We hope to give 10% of our profits to the charitable organizations outlined by Latoya. Latoya?
We seek to introduce technology that is revolutionary, that is reliable, that is eco-friendly to Antigua and Barbuda. Therefore,
for booking service and linking delights to Antigua and Barbuda, think Capstan. For environmental protection, think Capstan.
And for an indelible, high-tech vacation experience, choose Capstan.
Available across all platforms.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you all very much. And once again, let's really have a resounding round of applause for all.
Thank you, Carol. Nothing like being put on the spot, huh?
He's the boss.
Question for you is, because I never really heard of this organization, it wasn't really stressed upon, especially of me, of a Caribbean descendant. So what are your tactics on reaching out to other students, and how can students who are interested be involved?
Okay. So the Caribbean Tourism Organization is the tourism development entity for the Caribbean. So you are aware that each member country, well, the whole Caribbean has a tourist board, yeah, an entity of some kind that is responsible for the promotion of tourism to that country. Well, you can see us as the tourist board for the Caribbean. So we provide all of the services that a country needs to market, promote, to research. All of the tourism services that a country might need reside in the CTO or are available for the CTO to provide for that particular country. We do it for the whole region. You've asked about how to find out more about us and how to become a member of the CTO. Wherever you are from in the Caribbean, the chances are good that the country that you are from or the country of your parents' birth is probably a member of the CTO. If you go to onecaribbean.org, O-N-E, spell it out, onecaribbean.org, you'll get a sense of who we are and what we do, the history, the structure, the presentations that we make, and so on, and the services that we provide. So, Bonita Morgan, who is responsible for human capital development, resource acquisition, resource mobilization, resource development, her department within the CTO is the one that makes sure that we live, that the CTO lives the mantra of sustainable tourism. So we say the purpose of the CTO is one sea, one voice, one Caribbean, and we are the sustainable tourism development body. But sustainability is about young people. Sustainability is about the future. Sustainability is about you. And we make sure through the work of the CTO, of particularly her department in the CTO, that we are constantly doing things like this to attract young people, to inform young people, to incentivize young people, to inspire you to do what you've been doing here this evening. Sometimes I get questions, I'm going to anticipate another question. Sometimes I get questions from young people about, well, tourism sounds really interesting, it's really exciting and all that kind of stuff, but how do I find a job in it? And the answer is really twofold. One, you must look at tourism as an amalgam of different kinds of jobs. In the tourism industry, you need frontline workers, so people who fly planes and who are travel agents and who are hoteliers and who run the frontline operations of the tourism sector. That's where there are jobs, of course. But jobs are also in research and marketing and product development and law and engineering and all of those aspects that really are tentacles that spread out from the core. So the jobs aren't just to be seen as frontline types of jobs. And then finally, there are many, many jobs in technology. The young people who came up here and talked about apps, who talked about ways of connecting with the activities in the Caribbean, who talked about ways of booking a vacation. There are the technology tools that people keep developing and selling and making a living out of developing. So tourism offers a variety of opportunities, and if there's anything that I've said which you want to get more information on, then our websites will help to provide that. So onecaribbean.org is a really good place to go to find out who we are and how to stay in touch with the kinds of materials that you might be looking for in order to make decisions about the future of this industry.
How do you collectively make the best decision for your company without conflicting ideas?
One of the really exciting parts of representing the Caribbean is that, and this is going to be a really immodest comment, but we love representing a premium brand. The Caribbean is a premium brand, right? And so we get a lot of excitement and a lot of big-headedness out of saying that we represent the Caribbean. A hugely important asset of the Caribbean is that diversity that you talked about. The fact that we represent the French and the Dutch and the Spanish and the English and big island and small island and no island at all, and some are mountainous and some have rivers and waterfalls and some are flat as pancakes, some have white sand beaches, some have black sand beaches. That kind of variety and diversity is what makes us who we are as a region and as a people. Are there going to be sibling rivalries from time to time? Yes, that will happen in a family. Are there some decisions that one destination might make that aren't really exactly always in line with the one next door? Of course. But our job is to make sure that at the end of the day, the entire region benefits. So we must always do things that help to draw the attention and draw the business to the Caribbean, so that any small differences and deficiencies are pale in comparison with the big picture, because there's much, much, much more that connects us, you see, than divides us.
Good day, my name is Rico Neely. My question to you is, what struggles did you face during your journey to being the CEO of this organization, and what advice would you give us as students that you wish someone gave you when you were in our shoes and in our age?
So the first part of your question again? What struggles did I face?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What struggles did I face? And the fact that you are using the past tense would seem to suggest that I'm no longer facing these struggles. I face those struggles every day. So the biggest struggle that I faced at your age was trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do. I always felt that people who were possessed of the knowledge of what they wanted to do from early were the luckiest people. They had such purpose and focus and direction, and they were set on a path and they just went there. And the biggest struggle that I faced was trying to figure out where I really wanted to go. And it constantly rang in my head this cliche, which is really very true, that if you don't know where you want to go, any road will take you there. So there were times when, as a teenager and a young adult, I was looking at all kinds of different roads on a map. But like everyone else, there is always somebody that will stop you with something that they say or something that they do, and it will give you that kind of direction. So I took a completely different path than my parents wanted me to take. My mother still doesn't know what it is I do. So at the beginning, I had some struggle in convincing my parents that this is the path that I wanted to take. But I didn't get to tourism by a direct path. The path that I wanted to take, which I did take, which was different from what they wanted me to do, was communications and marketing and being able to marshal my thoughts fairly clearly and put them down on paper and help people to understand what it was that I was trying to do or to say or to sell. And that helped me tremendously. So armed with what I thought was a fairly good communications background, I went to a school teacher who taught me in third form at high school, and I said, you know, I really believe that I want to represent my country overseas. And she looked at me at first like I was talking Greek, and then she said, do it. She said, do it. And she said that one of the greatest honors that a country can bestow upon one of its citizens is to say, go to a foreign land and tell them about us. Go somewhere and represent us. And so I felt it was something that I wanted to do, and I went through all kinds of different steps and managed to get to the point where I got a job as a salesperson for a tourism destination. But I felt by the time I got there, I felt that I had done a number of things to be able to understand about how the world works somewhat and to communicate. I spent some time trying to figure out how to communicate my story and the story of my country to people who might never have seen it. But that wasn't where the struggle ended. And I'm saying all of this to answer your question specifically and to say that you can't be daunted by the struggles. The struggles make you stronger. One of the things that I didn't understand at all was how to deal with rejection. So as a salesperson in my 20s, I was running around here in New York City. I had territory, some tough territory in Brooklyn and Staten Island and so on. I was running around trying to call on travel agents and airlines and tour operators and trying to convince them that this weird-looking guy with a strange accent from somewhere they'd never heard of wanted them to spend money to come and visit my country. You learn how to deal with those kinds of struggles, and you get yourself the tools that you need to strengthen you along the way. So if there is something that I can tell you privately at the end of all of this to help you on your own particular journey to where you want to go, I'm going to try and help you. And so let's have a chat later, but my overall advice is the struggles are an important part of your growth. Expect the struggles, but always try and find ways to arm yourself to deal with those struggles. Don't worry about the struggles. They're going to come no matter what you do. But dealing with them and conquering them is what's going to make you strong.
The judges have returned. And before we announce the winners, I'm going to invite our judges. Will all three judges come to the stage? Yes. The judges are just going to give some feedback generally, and then I have the winners. So please, judges on stage.
You all should give yourselves a round of applause, for sure. You know, when I think about your motivational speaker, one thing that I think he said that obviously resonated with all of you, and that was communicate your value. And I think you all communicated your value very well. It was very, very tough. Some things that really stuck out to me that really added value to this process is to, as an academician, when we have students that are, just learning their craft and getting up in front of a large audience with people from government to really pitch your project, that's nerve-wracking. And you all handled it very well, so I want to, again, applaud you for that. So part of the thing, I want to orient everyone in the room as to what we, the judges, were looking at. Prior to coming here tonight, we all received the business plans for each of the teams, and we had criteria to look at. In addition to the business plan, tonight with the presentation, there are basically 8 criteria that we were evaluating our scores on. Again, the business plan, we were looking at your creativity, we were looking at the significance and the practicality of your project to the Caribbean region. We're looking at originality in terms of the product that you were looking to pull together, as well as the originality in the way that you presented it to us and to the room. The clarity of your expression, your team spirit, which I can't say there's anyone in here that has an issue with team spirit. I'd like to bottle some of your spirit and take it back to Temple tomorrow, so that and trust me, they're going to hear all about you tomorrow morning. Your style and your organization. So those are the criteria from which we were looking at in terms of evaluating you. As team members, we each have a team or 2 to give a little bit of feedback to, and so my team was the University of Bahamas. Where are you folks? So you all set the tone for the hairs standing up on the back of my arms, and it stayed until the Cayman group walked off the stage. So you all did very fantastic. So things that I thought really worked well for you, the team spirit, the creativity, the style. I think if you hear anybody doing that Carib rap in the hallway this evening in the hotel, it will be me. That's something I'll be doing quite a bit. Very real-time product. And I think if you do a little bit more market research, you will understand parts of the millennial group that this kind of app is going to resonate with. But you've got to really do a more detailed SWOT analysis to determine that. To me, to understand your strength is in understanding your weaknesses and your threats. How do I get better? How do I know where I'm not quite on point and where I need to embellish? And I think that that's something that really could have helped a little bit more. The inclusive nature of your app was wonderful. The fact that you thought about all those markets, how do people with disabilities, older people, again, very real time. The role play was fantastic. I think if I could tell you in terms of improvements, things that I would like to have seen, it would probably lie in a little more discussion about your financials, and a little bit more in terms of the SWOT, because I think there are a lot of apps out there. So how do you really set yourself apart from all of these other opportunities, right? But again, my hat's off to you, and thank you for inviting me to your launch party.
Good evening, everybody. I'd just like to say thank you. It's been a really amazing evening. I attend a lot of different events, and I have to say that this has been my favourite of the year so far. It's rare that you feel so much energy in a room, and it's very infectious. So thank you for all of the work that you clearly put into this, all of the time that you put into rehearsing what was a really, really eventful half hour. So thank you. The 2 colleges that I've been selected to provide feedback on are Munro and TCI. So I'll start in the order that they were presented with Munro. we loved, I'm speaking on behalf of all of us, we put our heads together and sort of speak on behalf of all of the judges. We really loved the way you introduced yourself. It was very nice to understand from the very get-go who you were and what you were doing, and you as a team. It was extremely well rehearsed, extremely well delivered. It was clear, and it was really, really engaging. Thought that there was a very good use of technology that actually complemented what you were saying without taking away from what you were saying. It was really nice to see the app on the screen and see how it might work. It made you want to know more. So that was great. From a constructive criticism perspective, we also saw your business plans, which we thought was very good. There was quite a lot in the business plan about excursions, and I felt that in the presentation that didn't come across quite so much, and we would have liked to have known a little bit more about how that works, because we felt that was really quite a nice USP. So feedback for the future, but otherwise really well done, so thank you. TCI, where is TCI? Ah, sorry, I don't recognise you without your doctor's outfit on. Incredibly original and creative. We absolutely loved the idea and the way in which you went about presenting that. Loved the dramatisation. Loved Miss Caribbean. What a great idea. It was very clever, and it was a lot of fun, and the comedy element was great. The whole idea of your concept is, it's a really, really big idea, and that within itself comes with its challenges. And from a constructive feedback perspective, we felt that one of the challenges was that whilst it's such a big idea, we're not 100% sure that you've put as much thought as may be required into actually how do you get engagement from the region to actually put the sorts of funds that will be required into that idea, and perhaps a little bit more work in that area will help expand that. And I think the other thing that we would have liked to have seen was just a little bit more about what the connection was to tourism. You touched on it. We could see that there was a lot of potential there for tourism to be better explained, but just actually really understanding how tourism could actually be part of funding such an initiative. But well done again. It was a really, really inventive, wonderful presentation, so thank you.
Okay, first of all, I want to thank all of you for this incredible opportunity. This is, I think, my third or fourth time doing this, and every time I'm amazed by what I see. I think last time I said that the Caribbean is in good hands with what we're seeing here, and wow. So you guys were fantastic. Unfortunately, we do need to pick a winner, and it was tough. So you just need to know that. So all of you guys were fantastic. And thank you so much for coming up here and presenting to you. Awesome. I get to choose, or I get Cayman Islands. So, you chose the subject you chose, which is responsible tourism, is a very, very powerful subject, and it's dear to my heart. I mean, it's something I feel very passionate about. And I thought the way you started to present it was really good. I mean, this is a big subject. You talked about what some of the problems were. You were a little nervous, and I think, unfortunately, sometimes when you go last, it's kind of tough. You know, so some of the energy there, maybe the nerves got to you. A suggestion would be that if you're going to show a video, I would not do it up front, because we're starting to get to know you, and then you threw in a video in there, which kind of stopped your rhythm a little bit. But I thought the stuff that you did well, I think the show and tell of the app was very clear and articulate, wanted to know a little bit more. I liked the way it's funded. I thought it was very clear how it was funded. Where we felt lacking a little bit is in the details of how this thing was going to work, and how, sort of the why. You know, why do I need this? And one of the things I would ask, and I think I would ask all of you, is none of you spoke about the target very well, very much about who is a target of this thing. Responsible tourism, there's a market for it. There's people that know these are big issues and they want to do something. So I thought that was sort of lacking a little bit. But overall, thank you. This was your first time, like you said, and you guys did a great job. So congratulations.
Please join me, give a really great, wonderful round of applause to the 4th place winners, Cayman Islands. Third place. Now, this prize is also sponsored by the Caribbean Tourism Organization, will be presented by Hugh Riley, Secretary General. Third prize goes to Turks and Caicos Islands Community College. Right, we're looking at second place. Now, what's the prize for second place? Let me focus on that for a moment. So the prize for second place, this is sponsored by CityTech, and we'd like to invite Mr. Ko Ababio, Chief Executive Officer of CityTech Solutions, to join us on stage with Mr. Riley. The team that has won second prize, walking home with these fantastic iPads, is the University of the Bahamas. Number 2, thank you, well done, University of the Bahamas. The University of the Bahamas, they looked at smart tourism today and shared a lot of information with us. And you can just imagine how much competition they gave the first place winners, because our judges were out for a long time. So the University of the Bahamas, well done, congratulations, a battle well fought. And also, thank you very much to the sponsors, CityTech Solutions. Thank you so much, Co. We appreciate it.